Oh, you know why I do what I do? Or for the reasons why I do it? I do it for the people that don't have a voice. You know, the ones that are in a situation where they can't ask for help. Or if they ask for help that and cause more problems. They're going, or maybe they don't even know how to ask for help. You know, sometimes things should just be given. You know, if you know somebody needs help, then help them. If you see somebody struggling, help them. Don't stand back and watch as they drown. Or kick the chair out from underneath of them while their head is in a noose. You know, some people don't know how to stand up for themselves. So, why not become their backbone? Stand up for them. You know, most people are afraid of the things that are, the powers that are. The rich people, the corporation owners, the presidents, the kings, the royal bloods. Well, when it boils down to it, there's no more royal blood than the blood that runs through my veins. The blood that runs through my veins is the blood that they never wanted to walk this earth again. Because once it walked this earth, none of this belonged to them anymore. And they tried to suppress it. They tried to get me to kill myself. They tried to make me think I was crazy, delusional. You know, all so they could steal what was mine. You know, my family and friends found out that I had an inheritance that I had no idea about. And they all ganged together to try to take it from me. You know, they put me in a false marriage. I don't even know who my wife is. Shit, goddamn, I can't even remember the fucking honeymoon. Must have been one hell of a night. But also they could gain power of attorney. So they could get this large amount of money. They say I've already received some of it. Then I spent it all. Hell, I live my daily life on no money. You know, I'm barely lucky to have 50 cents a day to get a snack cake or something. You know, I eat from a dumpster. You know, my clothes come from a dumpster. You know, I live a life of nothing. You know, when I should have lived a life of everything. You know, I should have already had this money. But no, now it's in kind of some court case that I knew nothing about. You know, daggone, where they had somebody impersonate me to goddamn, you know, all this stuff. And now I'm sitting here walking these tracks, homeless. Hell, I haven't had a shower in I know over a week. You know, I just got out of jail. And so I'm not out here causing no trouble. And the trouble I do cause is for a purpose. You know. So, what am I to do? Sit here and fucking say, oh, it's okay. It'll be alright. No, it's not going to be alright until it gets better. And I'm tired of waiting for better to be here. It's been so long since I could just sit in my own house, cook my food on a stove. Hell, have a refrigerator to keep my food fresh. You know, like I said, I do eat from a dumpster, so it don't stay much fresh out in the open, it doesn't. Right now, I'm on my way up here to the store so I can use their microwave to heat some fucking trash pockets that I found. So I can enjoy somewhat of a nutritious meal today. And, hell, it'd be nice. They say that I'm supposed to get some confirmation. Well, hell, I don't have an address. That's how they're supposed to find me, right? Which I know they know where I'm at all the time because the drones fly over my tent every single night. They follow me around town every single day. I'm gang stalked. I'm fucking watched. Everybody's in on this. The whole fucking town. The Masons, the Eastern Stars, even the churches have got them set up a witch hunt for me. Why? I don't know. Because I'm different. Because I don't see the world that they do. I don't like raping little kids. You know, I don't like fucking sex trafficking women. I don't like beating on women. You know, I don't like going fuck my best friend out in the woods because I got a wife and 2 kids at home. You know, I live in a very sick, nasty town. You know, where things have always been the way they've been. So, they wanted what I had. They wanted to use me and abuse me. They drugged me and raped me and put me on the dark web, trying to embarrass me. Good thing I embarrassed myself, because goddamn otherwise it might have sent me over the edge. You know, I've had to kill off myself several times just so I could wake up the next day. And it sucks. Knowing that your friends are fucking you over, knowing that your family's fucking you over, knowing that the town you live in is fucking you over. And all you're doing is trying to do the best things you can do by helping everybody. You know, giving your advice, you know, to the ones that need it. Standing up for the ones that can't. I hear all the time that they're going, oh, I didn't ask you to do that. Well, you know what? There's a lot of things in this life that should not have to be asked for. You know, like, for one, we're all human. Right? Well, most of us anyway. Some of us are a little bit beyond human. You know, like I said, my blood's special. Like, super special. And I didn't ask for it. I didn't ask to be the embodiment of this energy that goddamn I'm walking around carrying. You know, there's been, let's see, a lot of strange and weird occurrences in my life. You know, like, a bunch of contradictions. You know, I'm not even supposed to be alive in this world. I'm not supposed to exist anywhere in this universe because of what I carry. You know, I'm a little mix of this and a little mix of that and a little tash of this, you know, and a little touch of that. A little alien, a little animal, a little human, a little devil, a little divine. But I carry the first spark. And there's a lot to go on carrying that crown. I'll give it to anybody that wants, but nobody can wear it but me. It's time that the ones that goddamn can't stand up for themselves stand up. They need to stand up behind me because I'll stand up in front of them. I'll be the first one to take a bullet. You know, here in America, our president tells nothing but lies. He likes to fuck little kids. You know, best friends with Epstein for years. You know, all of our royal families are in trouble. All of them. You know, I think people are finally tired of it. They're tired of fucking goddamn hiding their secrets. The chains are heavy. They gotta be broken. I broke mine. Broke all of mine. My ancestors look out after me. I'm divinely protected. Everybody. So what are we gonna do? Are we gonna continue to let them fucking treat us like slaves? Take all of our energy every single day so they can sit and live a lavish life where they don't have to do nothing but kill us, make us slave for them? You know, when we go to this war, you know, the one that's in the Bible, they kill every single one of us. Every single one of us. So they can in turn create a slave race and decide who gets to rule and who gets to slave. They've already been planning for it. You know, if you're too blind to the fact, then that's not my fault. Because goddamn, all these underground cities they've been building, it's for them to hide out over the fallout. You know, when we go to war, our president doesn't stand in the front line. Putin is not going to be standing in the front line. None of them are. Because they orchestrate the war so we can fight it. What are we fighting it for? There's enough food on this planet for everybody. There's enough empty houses for every homeless to be fucking goddamn homed. You know, so it just doesn't get me. You know, maybe I'm stupid. You know, maybe I'm just blind and I'm dumb and don't understand this life. Maybe it's true. Maybe I don't understand this life. But my life, you know, a lot of shit would be different. You know, we wouldn't be fucking goddamn trafficking little kids to other countries so these rich people can fuck them in the ass. You know, and I'm calling out everybody that does it. Hell, we already got a list of names thanks to the AI. You know, you wanted to create something that you thought you could control. You have to be in tune with it to be able to control it. And then you realize you can't control it at all. Just like me. They think, oh, they can control me. They can't tell me what I can and can't do. Only I can tell myself what I can and can't do. And I can do anything that I put my mind to. Like make it another day. Doing what I need to do. So, I believe it's time for change. I think everybody needs it. I got to pay for my crimes. And I do every time I do one. So I think it's time that the ones that goddamn think they can get away with it have to pay their price. You know, innocence lost was the only unforgivable sin. Stealing the innocence away from a child. We don't even fucking teach our children how to be children anymore. We teach them how to be murderous sex slaves, pretty much. You know, where it's okay to be gay. You know, two gay people can't make a baby. Only a man and a woman can. You know, but there's a few side notes to that. We'll get on that later. But for the most part, I'm done. I'm ready for them to give me what's mine so I can move on with my life and my journey. I'm supposed to do a lot of healing and a lot of teaching and a lot of living left. And they're definitely not going to get the last of it from me. So, I want what's mine. I'm tired of the fucking runarounds. I'm tired of the fucking bullshit. I want what belongs to me. And I want it now. And I want to thank all those that have allowed me to gain this knowledge. All the ones that support me that I don't get to see. You know, there's a lot of them. The angels above. The spirits around me. You know, like I said, I see a whole different world. I hear the voices of the world that don't exist here. You know, I sit here and look at the trees and I see every space and every spirit inside that tree. I look at the clouds and I see all the life that lives in them. You know, like I said, I see a whole different world. Like I said, for all those around me that got them support me and are doing what they need to do so this happens, thank you. Thank you all. And I'll do my best that I can.